Humans. Here we sit all alone with nothing, but our cousin lineages, the great apes. Or do we? In today's video, we are going to dive into that humanity and piece it all together to the best of our ability, using our current scientific understanding of what it means to be human after all. Buckle up, because the road that leads to what we think of as Homo sapiens sapien is quite a winding road, and much of it we are still piecing together as we speak. Us and our great ape cousins are what is referred to as a type of hominid. But today we are going to dive even deeper into our lineage and find out about an even closer group to us called the hominins. We are the last hominin left on the planet. The only thing sitting here is us and all of our ancestral DNA of our brother lineages, the hominins. Quite remarkable, actually. What makes us so special, and what, if anything, did we inherit from those who came before us? Well, let's find out together. Well, just for fun, let's take a look at ourselves in the mirror first. Let's rewind the time to a more primitive time. This is my depiction of us, the Homo sapiens. A bit flashy, I know. But look at yourself, now you're just as flashy, but in different ways. We wear makeup, we style our hair, some of us get tattoos, and have piercings. We douse ourselves in fragrances, and don't forget to slap on your favorite attire. Well, it seems we haven't changed as much as we thought. But actually what you're looking at is a reflection of our earlier ancestors. It's actually one of the things that kept us alive this far. We are innovators, creators, builders, we form social hierarchies. And this is just a reflection of that. That thing that makes us human, or better well said, Homo sapien. And here is our brother ancestor, often referred to as the caveman, but what most of today refer to as the Neanderthal. Some of us alive today still have some of these genetic traits passed down from this lineage. We know more about this brother lineage, more than any of the others, and rightfully, so as we still carry many of these passed down traits today. Some visual, and even more importantly, it's what you don't see that's helped us survive as a species today. It's sad they're no longer with us. But blame yourself really, because you outcompete them. You won in a sense. But luckily for us, some of our ancestors mingled with them, managed to successfully interbreed, and gave us important genetic traits that may play a factor in our survival as a species in the future. Then there is another close kin, and one of our more recently discovered hominins we interbred with being the Denisovans. We can thank our lucky stars that we managed to find a tiny part of a finger bone that still had enough genetic material to run tests on it, and to our shock we found our other close brother lineage, or should I say sister in this case. The finger bone was actually that of a younger female. This is the point where we finally realized we were not so alone after all. There are actually two more groups that we feel quite conclusive and confident about that had to have interbred with Homo sapiens at some point in our past. However, we haven't been able to find and or genetically test these potential ancestors' bones. We can, however, see trace amounts of their DNA in certain populations in modern humans today. They're often referred to as African Ghost Group Population A and Ghost Group B. Hopefully we will find even more out about these two ancient brother hominin species, but for now we will just refer to them as Ghost Group A and B. So here we are, one big happy family. None of these images will ever truly reflect our ancient past, and we can never be too certain of the accuracy. But this is kind of the general interpretation that is generally used to show us of how we may have gotten to where we are now. There are roughly 8 billion of us humans living on the planet now, but in the not-so-distant past survival was tragically difficult. But as you can see, every one of these ancient hominin lineages have left their mark on us today, to get us to that 8 billion we now proudly sit at. There will probably almost certainly be even more lineages to come in the future, but these are the ones we essentially know for certain. Now, another important thing to note is, what do we actually know beyond what I've already mentioned? Well, the answer is complicated. It's a lot, and not much at the same time. The most commonly currently accepted idea is that our last believed to be common ancestor was probably more than likely Heidelbergensis, and any other ancient hominins that they would have mixed with. We often think about our ancestry in a linear, almost step-ladder-like way, but it's actually much more of winding and intertwining thread and hard to pinpoint with absolute certainty. There are, however, a few things that we do know for certain, such as Neanderthal and Denisovans share genetic material that is not currently shared with Homo sapiens, implying we probably have multiple common ancestors, and or they did, but finding it is hard because we can't tell what we may have got from those even more ancient lineages, or if the genetic material that was passed on is just being interpreted as their DNA that we share with our brother lineages. I believe it is worth noting that we also know that our brother lineages share more DNA with each other than with us. Figuring out which genes we inherited from them, as compared to their ancestors, that may technically be present in us gets difficult to understand, and even more so considering we don't have DNA from those ancestors. By the time we usually find the fossils, the DNA, unable to be interpreted, at least at this time. Here are a few charts and diagrams that may give a better understanding of the timelines of these ancient lineages, such as the time in which many of them lived, migration charts, and other info related to interbreeding. Feel free to pause as needed. Most of what I'm talking about comes down to a trust me bro sort of thing, but hopefully these will give more accurate details if you're interested. Here is the actual nuts and bolts of the charts with percentages, along with the percentages of DNA we still retain from our ancient past. This has many of the specifics of the important things that we inherited from other ancient hominins. A couple of the more obvious things we may, or had to have inherited at some point, would probably be related to skin color, possible eye color variation, hair color and texture, muscle mass, bone density, all that stuff, but most of the important biological inheritance is shown above, and definitely worth a pause to read yourself to get a better understanding. I also always thought we inherited blue eyes from Neanderthal, which could kind of technically be true, but what we consider true blue eyes today is actually something from relatively recent times, and I thought was worth noting. From the Neanderthals, many non-African people today, we've inherited genes dealing with cold climate adaptations, as well as immunity to viruses and other illnesses, as well as particularly physical traits and characteristics, particularly on the lighter side. The Denisovans have made certain populations of humans today quite adept for life in high altitudes, particularly in groups near the Tibetan region, as well as other biological inheritances. A lot of the stuff we got from them probably involves food digestion, and involves stuff like diabetes and metabolism changes. Ghost Group are mostly focuses on the biology side of things, such as fighting off serious infection, as well as hormone regulation. And Group B has a specific, unique tumor suppression genetic material. I'm sure even heidelbergensis and other hominins we can't quite pinpoint just yet have played a pivotal role in our survival and body structure, such as strength and speed. We're nearing the end of the video. I hope we have all found out more about what it is to be human and what got us to where we are now. As science keeps unlocking more answers to our genetic questions, I'll be here, ready to learn more alongside all of you. If you've made it to the end of this video, and seeing this, I truly thank you. If you enjoy learning stuff like this, and would like to see more, please hit the like button, and stay tuned for similar content to come. And I would also love to hear your thoughts, as well, down in the comments. Well, peace out.